everybody, welcome to the Season of Mess, week 3, and today we're going to play with found words and stamps and florals. So let's just dive in. Now what you see here is a background that I did off camera, and believe it or not, it is based on Robin Marie's lesson. If you watched it, you saw how she used coordinating colors and different papers and black and white for contrast, and worked on this wonderful way of using your scraps and having it inform you as to what you like, what you don't like, your marks, and what have you. So I was really inspired by that and went ahead, and I didn't make anything new. I had these black and white scribbles, if you will, on deli paper. Then I had leftover inky papers, so I just decided to use my stash. And this is what I came up with. So now that you have an understanding of how I went about this, we'll go on to the next section. So I thought I'd combine stamps and florals together by using this set by Dina Wakley. I love those stamps, and I will be using, instead of an ink pad, I'll be using these Scribble sticks, and I like this set of jewel tone colors. And you might have seen me do this process before. It's very fun and simple, and I just love how the color goes down. And I won't be using a stamp block. I'm just going to go ahead and use the stamps as they are, and I want to place the florals in the areas that don't have a lot of color. Now, before you run away, I realize this is busy already, but we have these elements to use, so this is what I'll be doing. I'll fast forward a bit. It's self-explanatory. What you do is you can either wet your stamp and apply the Scribble stick, or what I'm doing is dipping it in water and just coloring it in. So have a look, and I'll meet you at the end of this process. Okay, I'm gonna laugh because I know for some of you this is a total hot mess, and I agree. But again, this is putting down florals as part of our background. And what I forgot to do here and mention, you'll see me cleaning these stamps off with a baby wipe, but a better way to clean the stamp is to spray it with water, and that will release all that ink, and then go ahead and put it on, on another journal page or add it to whatever. So see, I'm wiping it, and look how pretty all that, see all the ink? So I haven't done this in a while, so I totally forgot to just spray it with water and then, use it elsewhere. But okay, anyway, make sure you wipe down your stamps if you care to. And so what I'm going to do is clean up, look for a focal point, and I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, so this might look familiar to you. I've done it in the past, and that is taking a single color and either a mask or a stencil with an all-over pattern, And what this does is it pushes all that pattern and color into the background and just softens it and makes to me, a beautiful background. So I used a heavy body acrylic by Liquitex, and this stencil, I wish I could resource it for you. I think it's a Crafter's Warehouse stencil, but I'm not sure. It's a 6x6 and it fits perfectly. So again, I did the right side. Now I'm going to show you basically what you already know, is taking a sponge or a dauber and just applying it. Take your time. You want good coverage. And again, you don't have to make it white. You can use black, and that's really dramatic. That's really cool. Or Payne's Gray or a hot pink, you know, whatever you feel like using at the time. And so I just want to make sure that I get good coverage, good even coverage, and that the stencil doesn't pull up so much so I lose that. I want a crisp background to make those those flowers identifiable. So that's all I'm doing. And now for the reveal, which is the fun part. And there it is. Looks pretty good. And there might be some areas that are a little bit raised. I can see it maybe because it's against that blob of black right there. But when that happens, I like to just grab a brayer and go over the areas where the paint edges are raised a little bit, just to gently push it down. And I don't know, that's just a quirky thing of mine. So that's all it needs. Okay, so, you know, this is fine as a background. I really do love it, but I have other plans for this. So what I'm going to do is clean up, and I'm going to finish it off camera because there are a few steps to go through. I have to find a focal point and decide on finishing the background. And so when I get back, we'll review everything together. And here it is. I think you'll agree it's a lot different from what you just saw. So let me go through the steps of what I did after applying the white acrylic paint and letting it dry. Because I knew that I wanted to tone it down a bit. So I went ahead and grabbed my coffee, that little mixture there, and a very soft brush, and I just went over both pages with the coffee, and it took it really well, and it really muted everything, which I really like. So I already had my found words of trust the mess, but I didn't have a focal point. And fortunately, I remembered this wonderful artist, Toni Burt, and I love her artistry. And this is one of her collage sheets. But I went ahead and I fussy cut it and added archival ink around it, and added the bird to the top. So if you see the collage sheet, you'll see 6 faces, and they're all very different and lovely, but this is the one that spoke to me. Then I also took acrylic paint in Titan Buff, and I applied it with a stencil brush just in certain areas, just to tone down that background a bit so that it would go further back, if that makes sense, so that the image, the focal point, can really stand out. And I think that little bit did the trick. Okay, and on the left, For the sentiment, I used a piece of coffee dyed cheesecloth to the back. It matches perfectly. Anyway, and so it says, "When I trust the mess," and then on the other page, "Poetry is what happens." And I love those words together. And it was great because Tony's collage piece there already had the found words. So that's it. The end of another season, but not forgetting messy, that's for sure. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I can't wait to see what you come up with this week, if you plan to also use the same elements. And until next time, take care. And hopefully we'll see you at the Hangout next Saturday at the end of the month. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.